Hello and welcome to Kerry's Wheel of the Year. As you can see, I've got the big jacket on, my furry friend on the outside, the mic, got a cup of tea, and it is mostly sunny, although it is definitely nippy. We are on the 6th of November, so we've been through Halloween, the trick-or-treaters, bit of a grim night for the poor little chicks, but they were all really good and all dressed up. We had fun. We are into winter. That is, well, as was. I mean, we've been researching loads of Anglo-Saxon and Old English stuff recently, and they apparently only had 2 seasons, summer and winter. This year's been weird. But I've come over to, if the camera goes over, it's just a little bit windy out here. I might go sideways, you never know. Be prepared. Anyway, I've come over to see what's been happening over here. I've already had a bit of a sad moment, looking at on the way in, my crab apple tree, which I was coming over to harvest. Big branch, one of the big branches has been broken. I'm mortified. I love that tree. So I'm going to have to do a bit of repair work on that in a bit, and take all of the crab apples off because I want to try and make some crab apple jelly. Never made jellies before, so this will be a good one to start with. And having a bit of a look around, moaning about the nasturtiums to myself because they've literally just taken over everything. They will be inhibited next year, never fear. This is that I'm always moaning. I know I'm always moaning. I'm always moaning about the pests like slugs and snails and things, but my gods, the blooming nasturtiums are so full of snails and slugs and spiders, quite frankly, which I'm not overly keen on. Yeah, I'm not a fan of them as companion planting anymore. There's a mystery to be solved here. It didn't rain last night. And for the past few times I've been coming over here, there seems to be more water around this water barrel than enough. I had cleaned up the thing and dried it all off. Seems to me that there's a build-up of water, so the tap definitely needs replacing because some seal or something's gone. Okay, let's go and have a quick look in the greenhouse, show you what's been going on. Show you. Look, there's all my lovely little brassicas. I'm very pleased with those. Don't look at the devastation all the way around. That's just symptomatic of this year's madness. Do look at the big Nicotiana that decided to grow in here, and no matter how many times I chop it down, just keeps coming back. I haven't the heart to chop it off again, so I'm just going to see if it will transplant somewhere else. I mean, it's really beautiful, but it's a bit in the way, really. So, I had one melon, see all of the powdery mildew on the melon over there. That's a bit bad, but I mean, they're not going to do anything. You can see the little tiny melons on the wall, on the glass there. This poor old greenhouse needs a right old clean up. So here, it's a lovely sun gold tomato. I mean, it's still going. Look at it. It's madness. I'm going to pick all of those, and I'm going to have an experiment. You can see the side shoots, which I have neglected to pick off. There's lots of people who say that you can plant those up, and if you keep them frost-free and, you know, warm enough, you'll have early tomato plants for next year. So I'm going to give that a go. Look, finally, these seem to have taken ages, but look at these. I mean, look at these. Look at these lovely things. I mean, they're taking forever, to ripen, but fabulous. And these ones, look, they're upside down. I mean, why are they upside down? I didn't think that's how they grew, but that's how they grew. Look, it's finally turning yellow. How fab. And these little tiddy-widdy ones, I think, these ones, look, it's starting to turn now. Look, if we can find our way in. It's starting to turn red now. Mind the leaves. Can't see what I'm doing. Yeah, I think these are the little ones that you get that are stuffed with like spicy cheese and stuff like that. And here's a lovely plum tomato, which is still going, but I'm going to pick those actually and and ripen those at home. I mean, that's another aubergine. Hasn't had any fruit on it this year, but there's tons of flowers on it still. I mean, you know, that's mad. And look at these. I tried doing some pollen. I didn't think the pollinators would be getting in here. So when I closed the door up a bit, but they seem to be, because look at that. Look at that. A couple of them haven't worked, but there's another one down there. Oh, we can't see. There's a leaf down in there, look. Ha ha. So, I mean, you know, greenhouse, it's not doing bad. I think, you know, I'm quite impressed that these have even survived, to be honest. But there you go. I'm quite pleased with that. I think that's success. So we'll call the greenhouse a success, and it's quite warm in here. So I think what it needs is a dashed good clean down. And what I'm going to... Oh! Now, did any of you spot the new cat? Hello? What are you doing sitting in the peppers? I think it's nice and warm in here. I usually have the door shut. Hello, you're on video. You're very beautiful. So I don't know where Mr. Ginger's gone, but we've got a new fluffy black cat making himself quite at home in the greenhouse. Well, there you go. What can I say about that? That's crazy. They'll have to be evicted shortly, though. Right, let's go on a bigger tour on the rest of the place. So, I've crushed quite a lot of the nasturtiums. I've got a bit more to do, but this has got chicken wire all in it, so I've got to detangle it all. And I've got, you know, some parsnips have survived despite being swamped by those things. More! Look at them! They're just sprouting all over the place. However, this is... So, here's the chop and drop. It's going down a bit. And this is all staying a bit freer. So again, quite a bit of tidying up to do. This is what the skirret looks like now. Now this is only went in this year, but I am going to see if I can dig some of that up and see what it looks like, see whether it's edible, and that will be quite funky. My one, look, huge shadow. My one remaining Brussels sprout. It's not looking too bad, actually. And there are, look at that, little teeny-weeny babies on there. Oh, and there's even some carrots down there. They must have just sprouted. And some onions. Marvellous. That really looks like, I don't know if they're the Welsh onions or what, but there's still some borage. And I've left some of the brassicas to go over for the bees, but this all needs a damn good sort out. And this monster is the perennial kale. I mean, I'll be honest, it's been an experiment. I'm just not sure about it. I'll be truthful. I just haven't eaten any of it. I'm quite pleased with the way the grapes have come along. I actually had one bunch of grapes. So hopefully they'll eventually cover this whole contraption. They're doing quite well. This one's the only one that's sort of slacking a bit, but that's okay. I'm sure it'll catch up. It was rather swamped. There, those sticky things are Jerusalem artichokes, so I'm going to try those this year. But I can just leave them in the ground until I want to dig them out, so there's no rush to do anything with them. Don't look at my piles of rubbish that I haven't sorted out. There's another rhubarb in there, that's still doing okay. And there's lots of bramble, and there's the horseradish. I am determined to make some horseradish sauce this year. Look at it, it's all a bit battered, but that's okay. Still haven't done anything with these beds. I wonder if I'll see my fox this time. It was so beautiful last time, so close. I was very pleased to kind of make their acquaintance, and they sit up in that shelter up there. So lots of people don't like them, but I love them. That's okay. I'll show you my fox a bit. But this is good. I've got the garlic chives doing very well. Hopefully they'll spread around a bit. I've got some carrots in there. Hopefully they'll stay well for Christmas, and the beetroots are looking a bit better. And there's spinach. That spinach was from last year. I'm really impressed. So as you can see, I've got a lot of tidying up. The marrows are done. I got a few marrows. I was quite surprised, actually. So we'll see. So there's the compost bed, but as you can see, the dandelions are growing all the way through it. But this is all the self-sown chard, and that's doing okay. We've had a few meals off of that so far. All of this self-sown, didn't plant any of it. I love it. See, that's when you're a bit slack, things look after themselves. So these beds, onions and some brassicas, so you can see. So there's some broccoli rabe and the dark kale. So hopefully next spring they will be okay. I'm going to try and walk through here without killing myself. Now, these are sweet potatoes and oca. I have no idea if I'm actually going to get anything out of these, but I'm just leaving them in there for as long as humanly possible. And if they develop, they develop. That'd be fab. We'll see though. We shall see. I can't remember if I've showed you oca before. I mean, it's like, I think it's a member of the sorrel family. So you can see the little leaves. Apparently these are edible as well. Shall I try? Ooh, they're lemony. Oh, they're really nice. We could put those in salads. Cool. That's actually really tasty. Surprise. Very nice. But this is the bits. So you can see them there. These are the little tubers that you eat. And you can eat them raw. And I have tried those. And they are a bit lemony. Or you can cook them like taters. Potatoes. Look, get some weeds out of there while I'm here. I haven't tried that yet. I have eaten them raw. They're a bit starchy, but I quite liked them. Not everybody else was very keen, but I liked them. Well, as you can see, the wildlife area is pretty wild. But the pond seems to be doing all right. And there's loads and loads of spaces for frogs and slow worms and all kinds of things to live and thrive, hopefully. And over the back, don't know if you can see, but there are 1, 2, 3 little hazel plants that are surviving. I'm very, very happy with that because they hardly got watered this year, but they are definitely there. This is my guilty place. Look at the state of it. Look at my hot boxes, all stuck right at the back. They're full of compost. If I could get to them, I'd have some lovely compost. I bet it'd be full of worms and everything. However, I'm going to have to wait until I've got some other things done first. And then I am going to clear this space because there's loads and loads of projects in here that need to get popped in and sorted out. Well, I couldn't find my saw, so I'm hoping the trusty loppers will do it. Let's take off the big bit first. Sorry, tree. Oh my God. That's half the tree. Oh, man. Look at that. Look at the state of it. Look at the wood lice are in there already. Little buggers. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. I mean, this feels so brutal. Oh God. I mean, it is extendable, but it's a bit broken, so I don't know if it's going to help me or not. Oh. Oh, yeah. Did it. Oh my God. Look. Literally half the tree. What have I done with my secateurs? Let's see, brain locker. Right, let's see if we can lighten the load on here a bit. They still feel really hard, so hopefully they'll be all right to make jellies with. Let's just try and alleviate the weight. I think it's because they were so heavy. Bugger hotel, but I'm being a bit slack about it. I've cut back loads of this mint all around the bottom of the tree, and I've stashed that all up at the back, if you can see just there. And that again is for like little frogs and things to shelter in over winter. And this, good grief, is my haul of crab apples, as you can see. I mean, I'll weigh them when I get home, that's amazing. But I have left all of the ones that were slightly out of reach up on the top for the birds. I mean, they've never eaten them in the 3 years it's been in the ground, but you never know, they might be hungry. Well, oh God, I think that's as far as in as they're going to go. I'm trying an experiment, okay? I mean, this looks a bit wobbly as it is, but I think if I can make it work, this could, at least for this year, become a beanpole. I mean, if you don't know Heath Robinson, go and have a look at his lovely artwork. But he was an inventor. I can't remember, 30s maybe? And I love him because it was all kind of like mad inventions. But I think he would have laughed his head off at my attempts to be his namesake. I mean, if it works even just for a year, that's fine. And then we'll try something else. You know, you just got to keep trying things, haven't you? Just, you know. I mean, to be fair, these canes have seen better days. So if this blows over in the next storm, I'm not going to be desperately sad. But it's fine. This wire I'm using, was given to me by my allotment neighbour, and he's recycled it from somewhere else. That's what I love about allotment people. We recycle everything. It's that time of year to think about, you know, what we're going to do next, isn't it? You know, November is kind of trying to tat everything down and make it safe for winter, plan new things. I quite like that. I like planning. Ugh, slugs, get off. I likes the planning. Do you know, sometimes I think I almost like planning more than gardening. Got so many ideas I want to do, and it just was not a good year for gardening. I mean, even Monty said that he'd struggled. So if Monty's struggling, what hope is there for the rest of us? You know, I don't know. That doesn't feel very strong. I think this might just be a daft idea that's taking up 10 minutes of valuable time, really. But we'll see. You know, this time of year is often a time of year when you're thinking about, you know, all sorts of ways to resolve things. And sometimes you just have to accept you can't. And that's really freaking hard, I have to be honest. You know, there are some situations in life that are beyond reason and beyond your abilities to influence. And that acceptance is, one of the most difficult things. This is one of the reasons why doing things like this, crazy madcap schemes, keeps me sane. But, you know, everybody goes through these things. Everybody has difficulties. Everybody has stuff to cope with. You've got to find your way of dealing with it, haven't you? You've got to find your way of coping with the madness of the world. Well, I mean, I don't know about this. It may or may not survive the ravages of winter. At the moment, Heath Robinson is an inspiration to me. So, we'll play. What are we going to do next? I've got a load of onions that need planting. So, I think I'm going to go and try and find my bags of compost and then lay that out and get my onions planted. Weather's coming in tomorrow, So again, so yeah, let's just do the best we can, live our best lives. And my friend Christopher Hughes says, do epic shit, don't be a twat. These are my choices: Sensu Yellow, Red Winter, Germore shallots, Topodrome garlic, that one, and get the handle out the way, and Gremidor. Well, there we go. Onions planted, more broccoli rabe, and cat protection over the top. Another Heath Robinson attempt at covering up the new bit of compost, just, you know, just to keep a bit of the rain off so it doesn't get too wet. But I think it's time to pack up and head on home. The sky is looking fabulous, however, it's also looking a little ominous. So I think I've done good for today. I'm quite pleased with myself. Just been sorting out some seeds, the little the tomato seeds for the long plum ones, and washed them out in the cup. Now I'm going to put them on a bit of tissue paper and take them home to dry. Then I'm going to harvest what's left in here that we saw earlier, and then I'm going to make my way home with my haul.